Well, we're in Cardiff, of course. It's all about Joe Cordina, and he's going to try and get back what is rightfully his.
Yeah, of course. I got stripped of the title out of my hands due to an injury. I still feel like I'm a world champion without the actual title. So I got to go out there Saturday and grab this opportunity with both hands.
Joe, last time out, everyone spoke about it in the press conference. Atmosphere was absolutely unreal. We're going to get another sellout Saturday night. One thing that impressed me then is that you want to make this a home. Like, obviously you're a Cardiff lad, but how important is it to you to bring these big nights back to Cardiff?
Yeah, it's very important for me. I've gone to all the small hall shows in Cardiff over the last 10 years, and I've seen a lot of good fighters come through and not really get the recognition.
Opportunity.
Yeah, and they haven't got the opportunities because they're, like I said, up there, they're out of sight, out of mind. They don't really get seen by the big promoters unless they're 20-0, 15-0 or whatever, or then they've worked themselves into a British title shot. So yeah, when I turned pro, that was one of my goals, is to bring big nights of boxing back to Cardiff, make this my home. And like you did with Manchester, obviously I got to come off the back of Carl Zaghi. There was a little gap in between, same with you coming off the back of Ricky Hatton. But there's always someone, and in the gap between me and Joe, there was no one. So I felt like when it was time for me to turn pro, I'd done so much in my amateur career, I had the platform to come in.
And you give that opportunity to this next in line. We saw some very tight lads on the undercard, and hopefully you can give them that little platform.
And that's what I plan on doing, and this is the start.
It's important as well, though, isn't it? I mean, we want to see talent throughout the UK, not just going to London or Manchester or anything. You know, I mean, there are hotbeds, obviously, but here, and you're not shy about coming to Cardiff. You boxed here as well, didn't you?
Cardiff.
Anthony Joshua undercard, and there's been some massive nights, and again, it's set up for it, isn't it?
It's
I mean,
the
venues,
fights,
the big stadium, obviously, but all the venues here, they're great, aren't they? They're all set up for this.
Yeah, of course. It's, how can I say this? You got the CIA, the Motor Point Arena, it's just moved back to the CIA, Cardiff International. You've got the Millennium Stadium. I think that's a bit, unless it's heavyweights, it's a bit out of reach for me. Then you've got Cardiff City Stadium. Then you've got the Arms Park just around the corner. You've got Cardiff Castle. There's some big venues for some big nights here. Like I said, the Millennium's a bit out of my reach, but all the rest, I reckon I can do them. And in time, but you have to have the right dancing partner. And to be honest, Rakhimov ain't the right dancing partner for me to do a Cardiff City Stadium. It's perfect for the CIA at the moment. Yeah. Once we get that title back, and I look to Unify, then we maybe move to the Cardiff City Stadium, the Cardiff Castle, and bring another big night back to Cardiff.
But you're on about that, and I mean, obviously, Zelfa Barrett's sat there at the table, and he wants a piece of the action. But you look at the other champions. I mean, what's kind of, as far as you're concerned, what is that biggest fight for you?
To take it to
For me, it's a unification. Yeah. When Shakur Stevenson was at the weight, he was the one. Because arguably he's one of the, for me, he's top 5 pound for pound fighters on the planet. But he's moved up a weight now. Yeah, he said on a TalkSport interview that he wanted to do a catch weight with me, and it's still a big fight, but he's chasing titles at that weight now. Don't get me wrong, I'd love it and I'd welcome it with open arms, but at the same time, I don't want to be waiting around chasing a catch weight fight with Shakur when I won't be wasting time, and I'll be fighting for a unification. So for me, any of them champions who've got the belts, obviously I've got to do my job on Saturday, but anyone who's got a belt, that's what I want.
Joe, do you know, in the Abu Dhabi card, you was there, you was sat ringside. Had you got your head round it, or was it still unbelievably hard to watch Rakhimov and Zelfa Barrett fight out for what you see and a lot of people see as your title?
Yeah, it was quite tough.
Yeah.
It was the build-up that was tough, not the actual fight.
Everything
the
before it.
But like doing all this, watching them sit
it's like
up
you
there.
was passing them the belt.
And I'm here.
Yeah.
But listen,
you won't say that after you've done 57 more interviews.
Yeah.
No. But it's one of them things. Whatever I did, whatever fuss I tried to kick up, nothing was going to change. So I might as well have got over it, which I did get over it at a point. But when I went over to Abu Dhabi and I watched them get up there, and the title was in between them, and they're both back and forth
Yeah.
saying their little bits, and I thought, all right, yeah, this is not for me. And I just wanted to get out of
Yeah.
the press conference, the open workout as soon as possible. But I was over there to do some media
Yeah.
also, so I had to stay. But yeah, when I watched them fight, it wasn't. I didn't have that feeling. That was all gone, and I just couldn't wait to get my hands
Focused
on
on the
it.
winner. Yeah. Yeah.
So just before you go as well, and we're going to get a final kind of prediction of what Cardiff's going to be like, I just want to throw one at you as well. It's not your division, but it's a fascinating fight in terms of Garcia and
Yes.
Davis at the
Yeah.
weekend. So, I mean, what are your thoughts on that? I mean, it's a split opinion in many ways. I mean, I think Tank's the favourite, but what do you think?
Yeah, if I had to lean to one side, I'd lean to Tank. Obviously, people are going on about the size of Ryan Garcia and whatever else and his speed, but Tank have fought people with power, height, speed all his career. He's not the biggest of guys, but he's a big puncher, and I think Ryan Garcia do get caught, and it's only going to be a matter of time when Tank do land. But at the same time, I've been over the last couple of days thinking the confidence that Ryan Garcia have got, he must be doing something or showing something in the gym or seeing something that we don't, and he thinks he can exploit. But yeah, I'm going back and forth, but if I had to lean to one side, I'd lean towards Tank.
Yeah.
Joe, finally from me. I've been a big Joe Cordina fan from day one, but there was always, I remember there was an article and it asked all of the 2016 Olympics, which was an unbelievably talented squad, pound for pound, who'd you rate as number one? And you come top of that list with so many of them. And I want to ask you, because I can't remember, who did you pick out of that 2016 squad if you can't see yourself?
It would have probably been Boazzi.
Yeah.
Boazzi.
He's knocking on the doors for world title now.
For me, he's got a bit of everything
Completely.
out of that. Then you got Coley. He's good at what he does. He's good at what he does. Sometimes people complain about he's not pleasing on the eye, but clearly he's a world champion,
finds a
and
way.
what he's done
Effective.
is working.
Yeah.
So why change? Then you got, like I said, Boatti's a bit all round. You had Josh Kelly, who's unbelievably talented.
Yeah. Was Pat McCormack in that?
Oh, Pat McCormack.
He was
yeah,
young
he
in
was
that
young,
time, wasn't
so
he? Yeah.
But see him,
That was some squad.
Pat is unbelievable, and he'll 100%. If he don't win a world title, he's underachieved.
Yeah.
I believe. But yeah, there were so many talented fighters, and all of them boys I was fighting all around the world for years and years and years, and we grew up together basically. So it was always nice to see all them boys do well in their careers. Obviously you got Fowler doing a CBD at the minute.
Yeah, he's doing
smashing
all right.
it.
He's probably doing all right. He might be doing the best out of everyone.
Best out of everyone. So yeah, that's a bit of promotion as well, Fowler. Get some money over to me. I'll send you my bank tickets later. But yeah, it was a great team nevertheless.
Final one, Joe. It's a big night in Cardiff.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about the football today. Anthony normally likes to bring that in, but it's not going so great in Cardiff, is it really, in terms of the football? But
Well, we had a 3-1 win last night.
Yeah. It's still not where
Of
you want
course,
to be.
we're out of the relegation zone.
Yeah, exactly. But you're gonna put smiles on faces then. What's going to happen on the night? What we're going to see from you? I mean, you kind of said it up there in the press conference, but say it again.
Well, for me, I'm going out there to get the win.
Yeah.
I don't never look for a knockout. Even in the last fight, me and Tony, we worked on certain things, and when I landed, he went asleep. So I'm going out there to win. If the knockout's there, it's there. As you know, and you look for a knockout, it never comes.
Yeah.
So I'll just follow instructions, follow the game plan, and if it's an early night, it's an early night, and I'll be happy because you don't get paid for overtime, and I can go home, maybe nip to a little restaurant before I get out on party.
Fair play to you. Good luck, Joe.
Thank
Joe,
you
all
very
the
much.
best, man.
Cheers, my man.
All the best.